Hey guys, Chris here from Carolot Farm. Good morning, welcome. This is Lady's second morning here on the farm, and she was by herself overnight once again in our ring. She did really well. She had access to the stalls for shelter, and everyone else was in the back. But because we are very slowly introducing her, it just seems to be the pace at which she wants to do things, which is fine. But because of that, and because of the fact that we have sectioned off our back field due to weed control and putting some herbicide on it, is that what it is? Anyways, we sprayed something on the back field the other day, and so it's resting, and the horses are going to stay off of it for a couple of weeks until those weeds really dry up and are no longer potentially harmful. We did find some weeds that do have some toxicity levels to them, and we're trying to eradicate those. So because of those two things though, Lady taking it slow and easy and having less turnout area, therefore less grass to graze on, we are going to do a little juggling act of paddocks right now. I am still going to have Lady spend a little time with the boys today, perhaps even with Snuggles. But the first thing I want to do is kind of switch everyone around, put Lady in the back field where there's a little less grass now, and put the others up front where Lady has been. So let me do that. Rather than coming into the feedlots, Snuggles wanted to go down and kind of check out Lady and kind of say hi. I mean, she didn't really go like nose to nose, but she certainly made a beeline down there as opposed to coming into the lots here with her buddies. Which is where I'm going to eventually put her though, because I want to have these guys locked up. I'm going to walk Lady through the barnyard, put her in the back, and then I can turn my other four out. So again, just doing it really carefully and quietly. There's no rush and there's nothing but time. So Lady's chill. Snuggles, if she wants to go say hi, I kind of feel this is a fine time for them to meet and greet through the gate there or down by the fence. So I'm going to give them a couple minutes before I bring her to the feedlots. You can see here that Snuggles is interested, but again, Lady has no interest. She is so independent. She really is totally fine, just doing her own thing. Whereas Snuggles and Shenanigans was like this yesterday, like they just want to make friends. Do you want to be my friend? Lady says, no, not really. No offense. Snuggles would really like to make a new friend. Now have all four of my original minis in the lots. They're very happy grazing and munching on that little teeny bit of hay that's in there. And so now it's time to move Lady. Lady was very eager to come back here to her new little turnout. And she's gonna go do some inspecting. The horses have pretty well grazed this little area, but it should be fine for Lady. And truth be told, to be on kind of minimal to moderate grass as she begins to get acclimated back to it is probably a pretty good thing for her. She's walking the fence line. She went down to the gate, stopped, did a little look. She's just a really smart, super practical little horse. I'm really impressed with her. That little white hot wire, could get her if she touches it. I don't know how familiar she is with electric fence, but we do have some. She'll figure it out though. Lots of new smells out here. Yeah, what you think, sweet girl? I think you'll be happy out here. She'll look a lot better once that giant bridle path of hers grows back. Almost looks like when that was done, she lost part of her forelock as well. I mean, it could just be a very sparse appy forelock, but I think part of it was actually shaved off there because it's super short like the rest of that mane. There's that mohawk I was telling you about. Once she gets her beautiful forelock back, I saw a picture of her and she actually had a lovely forelock. So when she lost it, I'm not sure, but It'll grow back. You know, Sweetheart, you know, had an eye on Lady. Snuggles looked up, but everyone is pretty relaxed. I think the slow, steady approach is helpful, especially for Sweetheart, who can be a little protective. So I'm glad that she's relaxed with, you know, Lady's fairly close, but she didn't seem anxious about that. One more place that Lady needs to inspect is the back run-in. So this will be her run-in shelter for the day. I do need to pick it, but she just went in, checked it out. She knows it's there. The water trough, I want to make sure she knows the water trough is over there. She might enjoy that salt block too. There we go. That was exactly what I was hoping for before I step away for a few hours. She's walked the fence line, she's found water, she's found shelter, she's relaxed. So, and now, oh yes, I think you might like that. I do need to get another salt mineral block. With separating the horses out, I definitely want to have one in each field. So I'll work on that in the coming days. What a sweet girl. As I suspected. I imagine she'll spend a fair amount of time here on this salt block. Horses know what they need. We just need to make sure we provide it. With a new horse intentionally separated from the others, I have, of course, the regular latch closed here, but then I have a safety latch down below just to make sure nobody, you know, pushes on the gate and inadvertently opens it. So I like to do that when I have new horses that are just beginning to, you know, meet the others. Now I'm going to turn these guys out, give them the barnyard and the ring, and then I will be back in just a couple of hours to check on everyone. I do have to run to town though. You know, everyone is where they need to be. There is certainly more grass out here in the barnyard and front ring currently for the larger group, and Lady will be perfectly happy in the back. But I will give her a little hay, just in case she wants to nibble on that. Even while out here in the front. Snuggles is still interested. You know, she keeps locking in on our new friend. Maybe this afternoon I'll try introducing the two of them, since, you know, Snuggles does seem so eager. Thank you for joining us this morning as we work to settle in our newest member a bit more. And we did a little switcheroo of paddocks. You know, Lady had been in the front ring and barnyard, now she's in the back, and the other four are now up front in the ring. So I hope you've enjoyed this kind of slow and steady, gentle approach to introductions, and check back soon because we'll have more on Lady and how she continues her integration into the farm here. So have a great one. Bye guys.